Hey guys, it is Sunday, August 6th, and I am in the garden here. We are just doing more picking, weeding, watering. It's going to be, well, the temperature's not going to be super high today because we're supposed to have a front of storms to come through. So that's going to be, I'm a little concerned about that. We're supposed to get maybe some high winds and perhaps some small hail, and that would not be good for the garden. So I hope that doesn't happen. But otherwise, I am out here just picking, doing the normal stuff. It is really humid out here, and I'll just get some video of how things are looking, because starting tomorrow I'll be out of the garden for 4 days. So it'll be really interesting to see today, and then see another video Friday to see the type of transformation and the type of progress that we'll see in the garden. So I'm excited about that. That's another reason why I want to get a really good amount of video for us so we can see. So thanks for coming out here with me, and let's see what we can get into in the garden. These sun gold cherries are loaded. They're loaded every day. I pick multiple pints a day, and they just keep giving back to us. They are amazing plants. We love them so much, so much. And we actually have another bunch of them down here. So even when those others in the main garden kind of stop producing for us, we still will have all those guys over there. So some of the plants look a little tired. They've been producing for us for a while, and they're just loaded and for the most part doing great. Look at all these Cherokee purples. Wow. This is between row 1 and row 2. We have jungles of tomatoes. It is true. And we're just at that point of the year where this is what happens. Just what happens. This is a variety of, well, this actually is not a variety of anything. This is just some Clemson spineless okra that got started. That's what that is. And this is basil. It's a double row of basil, and on the other side is Genovese basil, and on this side is cinnamon basil. And they just love this weather. You can see they are absolutely going to town out here, and have been since they were planted, really. The watermelon are starting to take over. I should have anticipated that. This is our variety. These are the smaller plants, are the variety of butternut squash and some other kinds of winter squash. Some honeyboat delicata squashes that I hope we end up getting some of. I would really love that so much. These are eggplant. I love the heat, and they're producing. Oh, look, there's some squash. I need to pick those babies. Lots of squash there. There's my patty pan, and yeah. So at least I can never say that I did not ever get squash, because I have finally been able to grow some. Remember, I told you last video that I had issues, but not anymore, as we see. I'm so excited. I'm a squash mommy, finally. So, squash mommy, that's a very interesting term. Anyway, these are, let me zoom back out. These are, the small beans are dragon tongue beans that I planted, and then these over here are some provider bush beans. They're taking their time really growing, but They're starting to pick up some steam here. These are cucumbers. Some of them are the unagi cucumbers. Some are the Bayet Alpha. They are an Israeli cucumber. They're a cross between one kind and another kind, and I just can't remember what they are. But they look amazing. We love them so much. They are taking their time, but they're starting to really take off. Look at these peppers. These are shishito peppers, and these plants are absolutely loaded down for sure. They need to be picked. That is a dough de Spain heirloom pepper from Spain. These are goddess sweet peppers, and the plants are covered. We have some cayenne, and then lots of lunchbox peppers out through there that are starting to take off. Remember, this garden got started very late because we had to build all of this infrastructure that you see here, and we're still building. We don't have all the wood chips and all the pathways yet, so we're still building that out, but it's happening. It just took a lot of work to build so much infrastructure, so we got a late start, but that's okay. Again, we have 240 tomato plants here. We have 260 down below in what I call the lower garden. These are signs my dad got. He is affectionately referred to as the man, myth, legend. Just that's the way it goes when you're amazing. And these are the signs that we have. They are not the most top of the line, amazing, professional, custom sign. You know what? We'll get to that. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. This is what we started with because this is easy and it works. And I think anybody can do it. Now you may remember a couple of videos back, I put some organza bags on fruit so that we could keep the tomato fruit worms, or what's also known as corn earworms, it's the same animal, from eating my fruit here. So I've got some Cherokee purple, and it looks like it has worked pretty well for the most part. I'm gonna take some of those off and see what things look like, but mostly it's looking pretty good. I do have some tying up that I need to do with these babies because they are growing up over my structure and they need to be supported, so that's what's gonna happen. But anyway, I thought I would show you guys that they look pretty good. Now these tomatoes are huge, but they look like they're pretty protected. So yeah, they look good. But to be fair, the ones that are not covered look pretty good too. You know, anytime it is windy, but it's still hot and humid, I start to think that the storm that's coming might be a big deal. Maybe that's like watching Twister too many times. I don't know. But the day that big storm came in Twister, it was really windy all day. And I'll never forget that. Hopefully we'll have no Twister today. Yep. Banner Greenhouses is a commission greenhouse, really. They'll start your seedlings for you. They'll start whatever you want. If they have it, you just go to their website and you check their availability. You see if they have the seeds. You tell them when they need to be ready. You pay a deposit, and then when your seedlings are ready, you either have them shipped or you pick them up. We are so lucky to be only an hour away from Banner. They ship all over the country, and we're able to avoid the shipping charges. So it's really handy for fall seedlings when I'm not exactly sure when to start my fall seedlings or how I'm going to manage them in all of the heat in the summer. Having Banner greenhouses do something like this is really a no-brainer for me. It's very economical. They do a fabulous job. So my dad is here picking up the flats that I purchased for our fall seedlings.
Praying mantis?
Big one. Good size one.
Now it's back to the grind and all the squash that grew while we were gone. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. I'm horrible with date. Is it the 11th? I think it's the 11th. Anyway, we're back from the beach. We were there for 3 days. We were there for a nice little vacation with the girls, and they loved it. And if you saw earlier, I had posted some of the footage from the beach, so we had a really good time. But one of the things that I'm doing right now is we're going to get our farm stand going today by the end of the day for sure. So I have a lot of tomatoes to pick, and I will show you what that is. So we're going to pick tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, squash if we have any, get the tomatoes or the onions and the garlic out on the table. So we're pretty busy today. Let me show you what kind of tomato action we have to deal with after 4 days of not being in the garden. So this is what we have going on. You can see some blight is taking hold. Look at these sun gold. They are loaded. I can probably get, I don't know, at least a pint or two off of each plant, it looks like. And we have a ton of these plants. We have some big slicers as well. There are 240 tomatoes in this section of the garden. And oh, here's a little fella that was partially picked from Sunday. Bless his heart. But anyway, you can see all the tomatoes we have to pick, and it is crazy. And I'm going to be picking these for a while. I'm going to get them all off the vines and onto the farm stand table. So we're setting this baby up today, and I'm super excited about that. We have some decent weather. It's not too hot today. It's probably, I don't know, 85 for a high, so that's not bad. Though there will be high humidity, of course, but what's new? Yeah, so that's what we're doing. That's the first step today, is to pick all these tomatoes. Welcome to our little slice of paradise. Every plant here is naturally grown and nurtured with love, ensuring that you get the freshest produce. And now we're bringing this garden straight to you. Introducing our self-service Farmstand, a place where trust meets taste. You simply weigh your chosen produce or grab the pints you want, add up what you owe, and drop your cash in our trusty cash box. It's that simple. No lines and no hassle, just fresh produce and an honor system. We stock daily, ensuring that you get only the best from our garden. There's no synthetic fertilizers or pesticides used in this garden, and we're on our way to becoming certified naturally grown. So come, experience the freshness, and be a part of our community. Our garden is now open to you. Hey everybody, welcome back to the garden. It is Saturday, August 12th, and we are out in the garden tying up tomato plants. We have, like I've said a few times before, we have about 240 tomato plants in this upper garden, and we've had some rain and some of the heavier branches have fallen over, so we're tying them up. It's just this basic maintenance that we all do with our tomato plants as the season goes on, and it's going to help us keep this growth. We've got a lot of sun golds that are really giving us a lot of cherry tomatoes every day, and we just want to keep that going. So we are doing this basic maintenance. It's going to be hot today, around 91. It already feels like 91 now. So we are just out here living this great life and tying up tomato plants. I thought I'd have more video to share, but I didn't shoot anything else, so we'll stop the video here. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. I know you could be anywhere and you chose to be with me, and I really appreciate it. We had a big week in the garden, even though we weren't there for very many days. Dad picked up several hundred transplants from abandoned greenhouses. We had a vacation. Then we came back and opened the farm stand, and I tied up several hundred tomato plants. It's a lot of work in the August garden. It's hot and it's humid, but it's fun, and it's our good life that we're growing. Like I said, really love that you came to hang out with me, and we'll see you next week.